Good morning, everybody. I'm Pearl,
I'm Bob,
and we are just passing through.
and this is our next exit.
Come and join us.
And you'd be joining us in Truckee, California.
It is cold.
It's cold. We've got a house. We're staying in an Airbnb, and we've been having a great time here in Truckee.
Very good time. I've been able to go visit my family in Reno, our family in Reno.
Reno and Sacramento, and they've come up here
Yes, and now I'm going to go down and visit my sister in the Sacramento-Jackson area.
where it's a little warmer.
A little bit warmer.
But we get our RV back in just a couple of days, and Pearl was fixing to head out. I just went out and started the car, warmed it up for her. She's going to head out, and I'm going to kind of walk you through where we've been, what we've been doing, and why in the heck are we in this Airbnb? Have you enjoyed being in the house?
I've enjoyed being in the house, having the conveniences of everything in the kitchen.
Cooking and baking. And
Yes,
it's been pretty fun, but it's not an RV. We're ready to get on the road and get to Yuma.
Yes, we are.
So stand by. I'm going to tell Pearl goodbye and get her headed on the way. I love you.
I love
Have
you
fun,
too.
and we'll see you later.
Take care, folks. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Love you, baby.
Love you. See you. Bye.
Well, you'd think as much time as Pearl and I spend together, we'd enjoy a day every now and then separated, but Pearl might enjoy it more than I do, but it's always kind of quiet and lonely when she's gone. Tinker misses her, and you'll probably hear her whining every now and then, and I certainly miss her, but she'll be back tonight around 5, and then we're going to go into Reno the next couple of days. We've got a couple of kids and grandkids that live in Reno and my brother, so we've got a pretty fun couple of days set up. We pick up our coach on, we thought it was Wednesday, but they just called and they postponed it 2 days until next Friday, I think the 8th or so. So we got to figure out where we're going to stay for the next week. Our reservation's here in just in a couple of days. It's at Rehorn RV Collision Center, and that sounds a little scary, collision. We didn't have a collision, but we did have some issues. I backed up over a pole at Lake Minden a couple of weeks ago. Backed up over a pole, huh? Pearl told me you'd probably try something about like that. So, to give a little bit better explanation of what's going on, yeah, I backed up over a pole, but I backed up over it pretty good. At Lake Minden, you come in, you enter from the south side of the campground, and over in this area there's some hookups for full hookups for small rigs. They got cabins, and if you're 30 feet or less, full hookups. But for bigger rigs like us, you've got to come around and go all the way up this road and then around. And then over here on the north corner, they've got a whole big section just water and electric. But they're nice, good sized campgrounds, and that's where we had to go. And I knew that. And I knew how to get there, but Pearl was off. I'd unhooked the car, and she was driving the car, looking around, trying to find the campsite we want. And I turned too quick. I went right through the middle of all these little campsites. And I passed a maintenance guy. He was sitting there watching the whole time. I passed him. And, well, let me throw up a picture here and kind of show you what it looks like. Well, I can't say as I much blame her. Pearl voted me to go ahead and explain this part of it all by myself. This here's the part of the entrance to get into the Lake Minden 1,000 Trails. And you're supposed to come up this road here, and then it circles up and all the way around. And then across the lake up here is where all the sites are for big rigs. This is all for like 30-foot rig down in here. And we came up this road over here. We should have come up this road. But we came up over here, and then I saw this, I needed to turn left, and then I seen this post, which this post here didn't look like any big deal, just go through there. But I knew that this propane tank and this row of trees was going to be a little tight, but I wish I'd have focused on it more. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention. But anyway, come on around and started turning in, and I didn't make that turn, it's just too tight, so I backed up, and apparently backed over this pipe And then as I pulled forward, it pushed the whole rear of the coach out, poked a hole in the bottom of the coach and peeled it loose. I never heard or felt the thing and took on off around the lake. And Pearl caught up with me a few minutes later and explained that the rear end of the coach was hanging out about 3 foot. But I got to give it to her. I'd still be ragging on her if she'd done it. Backseat driving and second guessing, but she hadn't given me any grief. So kudos for Pearl. But that's how we got the damage. Oh my, thank you so much. I couldn't have said it any better. Like I said 30 minutes ago, I ran over a pole, okay? Anyway, we got a hold of Progressive. They came out in just a couple of days. We stayed there at Lake Minden for about, I think, 10 days, waiting to get into rehorn repair service. Progressive came out just a couple of days after we called them. Eric, he came out, took pictures, measured everything up, and I was really happy with the way it went, the way they treated us. But as you know, if you follow our budget, we pay about $1,500 a year, $1,550 a year, I think, for our full-time insurance on our RV. But all that being said, even though it's a little pole, this is an at-fault claim. So no doubt when our insurance renews next year in August, it's going to go way up. A friend of ours, Joe, the computer guy we met last year in Florida, he turned us on recently to a new broker called FCISinsurance.com. You can go to their website and get a quote. And I had just contacted them about a week ago to get a bid on a full-timer policy. And they come back with National General at $1,365. And so I was thinking about changing anyway. But now we had this at-fault claim. Well, I knew that old quote would be no good, so I called back FCIS Insurance and told them we just had an at-fault claim. I need a new bid on our insurance. With that accident against us, what will our rate go up to? And he got a hold of me the next day, said, Foremost Insurance, now I haven't heard of them, but I think they're probably legitimate. I'll do a little research before we change. But they came back, even with an at-fault claim, $1,650. That's roughly what we're paying now, about $100 more. And it's all pretty much the same limits, all full-timers insurance. So if you're looking for insurance, try MillerRVinsurance.com. That's who we're with now, and they'll give you a good bid. But also try FCISinsurance.com, FCISinsurance.com, and get a bid from them. You may be pleasantly surprised just where you'll come in at. So as you can see, we're having a lot of extra work done. We're getting the whole coach repainted, well, the sides. The back's getting covered by the insurance, and we're having the sides repainted because we're having little issues with the paint and the fiberglass having some kind of chemical reaction and some cracking. So we're going to go ahead and do the whole thing, and that'll be on our nickel. We're also, when we were in Eugene, we went up to Kaiser front end alignment and had the front end aligned so we can put on the Safety Plus. That's a little like a shock absorber for your front tires. If you had a blowout to keep it from taking off right or left, it pretty much holds the wheel straight. So we had the front end line. We got the Safety Plus. I installed that there at Lake Minden. And then at Kaiser, they do some diesel repair stuff too, and I asked them to see if they could find some of our air leaks. And they found the air governor was leaking. They replaced the air governor. They found the leak on the front end up the line that comes up to the brake pedal. And so they replaced those fittings. Our timing belt, they replaced that. And there's some more suspension work that they found that we're going to need to have addressed. And they recommended, we've got Michelin's on the steer tires that are date stamped for 2014, so they're only 5 years old. But they got some unusual wear, and the guy, he was pretty convincing to get new steer tires. We didn't buy them that day because we had to drive 300 miles to our campground that night. We didn't get there till 10:30 at night. But we did find the tires at Les Schwab, so we're gonna pick those up next Friday when we get the coach out of the body. Here you can see a couple, Craig and Jen, they pulled in right behind us at their Lake Minden, and they were shocked to see the damage to the coach, and they were kind enough, we invited invited them over for dinner one evening. They brought us a bottle of champagne to help get us through our misery of getting down to Rehorn. So Craig and Jen, thanks very much. I hope things are going well. I know you're already down in Wilderness Lakes in Southern California, and we hope to see you guys not too far down the road. So you might say, wow, that's a big run of bad luck. But I think we've been pretty lucky to be that close to a quality RV collision center that can get us right in just a couple of weeks' time. That's pretty unusual. You hear a lot of people having to wait for a couple of months. To be our insurance policy stepping up, taking care of everything. They gave us a couple of $1,000s to rent a room with while it's getting fixed. So we found this Airbnb in Truckee. That put us right in the middle. We have a whole bunch of family in the Sacramento area in California. We have a whole bunch of family in Reno area. So it's worked out perfect. We've had a great little vacation. Got out of the RV, got to stay in the Airbnb, and it has really turned out nice. Not to mention getting the coach painted. We would have never stopped and put the coach in the shop for a couple of weeks to have those spots sanded out and repainted and stuff. So it's really been a great time. We also got to go to our daughter Melissa and her husband Ronnie. They go to this place, they call it the tunnels, but some friends of ours, Mark and Sue, they had made a video a couple of months ago about the China Wall here in Truckee, and kind of find out it's the same thing. And it's a really good hike. It's a 2.5 mile hike one way and then 2.5 mile back, so it's 5 miles. Was a great day. Some beautiful artwork, and that's how we're going to finish up this video with our little hike down through the tunnels, or as some people call it, the China Wall.
What? Where's the, let's see it. Painted or just, I don't see anything. Oh, okay. didn't even think to bring any paint.